I've always enjoyed working with wood. It probably comes from my love of nature, my fascination with woods, a place that I could always escape to. Wood's, very temperamental. It was a living thing. It's fragile yet durable. Each piece is unique because no two trees are alike. One day I'd like to have a large workshop where I can create the masterpieces inside of my head. But for now, I'm enjoying living tiny in our renovated motorhome with the love of my life, Nick, and our cat, Noodle. I get to create lots of new works because of the time and travel that tiny living offers. My name's Gregory Didyoung, and I'm an artist who takes photographs and digital compositions and I apply them directly onto wood. The wood grain shows through, and it really gives the pieces this warm, rustic, nostalgic feeling. I think digital art is still struggling to kind of find its place in fine art, but by far it's my favorite medium. Some view the endless possibilities and the undo button as cheating, but I think creating art digitally is a balancing act. It's striving for perfection because you can, trying to maintain that artistic expression without appearing too polished or commercial. I personally use Photoshop and Inkscape for almost all of my work. My complex compositions I create are made from scanning old books, vectorizing my old photographs, using some other public domain imagery. I kind of take all of these bits and pieces and I kind of put them together into a new form of art. Fun fact is, every complex composition I have has my cat Noodle hidden in it somewhere. But my digital work is just half the story. It's marrying that digital element with my handcrafted wood substrates that kind of really sets my work apart. For now, my entire workshop is contained in a custom 8x12 trailer I built. My tools are in the back, and my catalog of work sits up front. I personally cut each of my own substrates from either birch or maple, give each one a beveled edge, and I sand it to ensure it's straight and square. Each substrate then gets an ink receptive coating, and it's ready for the next step. This modified, wide format printer is just like me. A little rough around the edges, broken and screwed back together, but a true workhorse. It's here that my digital works become reality. Carefully choose a piece of wood whose work will work with the digital image. After printing, each piece gets UV coated for years of enjoyment. It's been an interesting road to get here. I had the dream of showing the world my thru hike of the Appalachian Trail by putting my pictures of the woods onto wood. An idea was born. By day, I was a news photojournalist, and by night, a mad scientist, buying used printers off of Craigslist, tearing them apart, trying to create new ways to print directly onto wood. Through trial and error and years of adjustments, I had perfected the process. I did mostly family and photo prints and craft shows, but there I got to hone my skills, dreaming that someday, maybe I'd be an artist. On June 10th, 2017, my life changed forever when I received a double compound fracture on my right arm from going off a jump while downhill mountain biking. That injury led to an undiagnosed deep-seated bone infection, which nearly cost me my life, let alone my arm. Through all the unknowns, I started creating artwork, being more creative just to detract from the stresses of the infection in my situation. Instead of commissioned family photos, I just began to work creatively. I began to work for myself. In between 4 daily rounds of injections into my heart, I hobbled into the 14th annual Frank Scott Awards at the Goggle Works, excited to be in my first exhibit. To my astonishment, I won first place in my first exhibit. And although it cemented me into the world of art, more importantly and personally, it boosted my morale at one of the scariest and lowest times of my life. I've been fortunate enough to win awards during all of my recovery, and even now at places like Studio B. It seems I had a different cast for every different award I got. I'm healthy again now. I'm writing, creating artwork, doing woodworking. For 3 years now, I've been a juried member and I help operate Art Plus Gallery in West Reading. I also like to do sculptures such as my Balance of Nature rock spheres. I enjoy painting and I recently completed a mural for the city of Reading during the pandemic. The painting even got me featured on the other end of the camera from my old employer. Talk about a weird feeling. My crowning achievement, however, is a large 30-foot mobile I made entitled Soaring with Innovation. Constructed out of aluminum, it's a flock of futuristic birds that soar towards progress, while a side sweep of birds looks to join in. The piece was part of a building design contract that I had completed for a corporate client, Teleflex Medical, in Wyomissing. The precision and the refinement that I bring to my work continues to grow, and I'm just excited for what's next. Every piece gets better. My work is punchy, it's high contrast, it's usually playful. My digital pieces and compositions have a very pop art, almost advertisement vibe to them, and I love that. My photographs on wood reflect my love and connection with nature, and my want to transport you there. Some artists can paint a horizon, the composition in absolute detail. They get the right hues, they get the correct shading, but some artists, they look beyond that horizon, and they see what others can't. They innovate what's next, and they create something that people have never seen before. As an artist, that's what I aim to do.